So okay, so yeah, so one thing that a lot of people don't realize in this case that Dean Coral belonged to a sex trafficking pedophile ring. I believe that was satanic. Okay, but when they believe in like sacrificing for Satan, kidnapping, doing sexual rituals for Satan, like what happened in Diddy case with him and the white parties where they had Diddy parties, they have sex over there. They were satanic rituals, as Ali Carter has said, and so I pray that she's safe. Miss Ali Carter came out and exposed that. So anytime you read, I think that I read the book Program to Kill. Okay, um, A Program to Kill by Dave McGowan. The same situation I heard about Michael Keno, the Satanist, and his wife Lilith, who run the church of Set, who was outsure of the church of Satan. They were making allegedly in the West Point making the children eat feces and drink urine. Then same thing. Azrael Clary said that when she was with R. Kelly, she would do the same thing. So eat poop. Remember, she told Gail King that. So it's these people belong to satanic sex trafficking groups. I'm telling you, that's why this is the gang stalking they're doing, um, and that's why I tell y'all that I disagree with keeping Mr. Wayne Henley in prison because he shot the person who was enforcing this mess. Oh, he accomplished, he kidnapped. That's what they're telling you. He intentionally wanted to do that stuff. Yeah, he was paid, but he was forced to do it. He was scared of this Mr. Coral. Mr. Coral was an evil man who portrayed to be this good person. The angel of light is what they say in the Bible. And y'all don't understand that they use minors. And the same thing will happen in R. Kelly situation when the girls in that series, and I know that Dream Hampton was the Jay-Z baby mama. Okay, I get that. But the girls who was in foster care, who was recruiting girls to go to R. Kelly's concert so they can bring more girls to him. Like, y'all don't realize they do use minors to do to bring children into these abusive situations and deadly situations. And that's what happened with Dean Coral's situation. Dean Coral, like I said, belonged to the Odyssey Foundation, Delta Project that's connected to um, serial killer John Wayne Gacy, and also the sex offender in Dallas, John Newman. And these, like I said, I mentioned the other videos. My video cut off. I had to delete some stuff on the phone so I could continue to record this video. But you don't realize that he was connected to record execs here in Houston. And I will mention this again. Huey Mo worked with Destiny's Child prior to his arrest in '96. Um, he worked with Selena when she was a baby, when she was like 8 years old. Yeah, and when I hear, and I do believe, I'm sorry, that's why I believe that Yolanda Salazar is not just the person involved in that murder. When Selena was running from her, she did say they are trying to kill her. To when she talked to Carlos Morales, and you have not heard anything from Carlos Morales ever since he was on that Spanish channel in Corpus Christi, speaking English. You big for a 19-year-old. I was 15 at the time. So do you understand that? Yeah, these people got connections. When R. Kelly told me that he had goons in Texas back in January 2019 on this app, and he retracted his words. So I said, you stupid, I'm about to record, I'm about to screenshot everything. At first, I'm thinking goons in the hood, okay? Some hood, and I don't like to use that, enforce that N word. Some hood niggas that broke, and don't get me wrong, they used them too, okay? But no, and I'm not saying it's okay to use the N word. I'm guilty. I don't call myself a nigga because I was told never to do that. But when these people buying the stereotypes in my own African American community, and you try to act like Lawrence Fishburne and say, stop calling yourself that. You can't be a heartstring war. Okay, you are what you are. Okay, you call yourself that. You choose to be a slave. I'm the freedman. Okay, I'm the runaway slave and the freedman. You the house nigga. So therefore, I'm thinking goons, hood looking crazy. It looked like a minstrel show. No, no. These goons got suits and ties. These goons could be white. They could be African. They could be mixed. They could be Hispanic. They be Asian. They out there because they all connected to an agency that supplies them with money. And I mean, honest with you, and it's sex trafficking going on. Sex trafficking is nothing new. I wish people stop acting like it is. In slavery, it was sex trafficking there, okay? Human trafficking was slavery, okay? So this is what they were doing. They were paying David Brooks and Elmer Wayne, who was a minor, to go look for underage boys and barely grown men to recruit them, to lure them to Dean Coral so he can sacrifice them. And he also was supposed to use those boys and those men to be sex trafficking to go to politicians. And the politicians, it's weird, I've been talking about this and this person just starts speeding up on the seat. They probably gang stalked me for telling this, okay? So I'm just being brave. The man needs to be out, okay? He's driving, he's going to get a speed ticket for that. But the point is, y'all don't realize the man, the so-called accomplice, was a boy himself, and he shot Dean Coral when he trying to rape him. And he got tired of doing the evil work. He remember he was crying to his mom. I shot Dean, mama, when he was crying. You can tell that man was a boy at the time, did it for protect the community and himself. Okay, and like I say, if y'all know the story from deep, he was afraid to tell his mother about Dean. Actually, he did, but she kept saying no, and he was scared to tell the public and the laws because Dean knew people goons to go after his family. Like I'm telling you, this stuff is real because guess what? I'm living through it myself. I've been homeless 2 times because they put spells on me. Which satanic spells? When I talk about the R. Kelly case, the second time I ended up homeless, and it was Judge Garcia in Chinrock. Why did they put the eviction on my stalker 36th birthday? I'm not lying. And the next thing on TikTok, somebody, a Hispanic man, saying that Judge Garcia belonged to Israel Garcia, yes, I'm talking about him, belonged to a pedophile ring in Washington, D.C. And I'm not shocked because I was living in Southwest Side, y'all, and Southwest Side has a lot of sex trafficking, especially on Bissonnette. It shouldn't took the Shatira Waits murder to close Bissonnette, and it still is a red light district. Some of the people who are Johns are police officers. That's why I've been going on for years. It's like sex trafficking, like drug trafficking. It's like stuff in Southwest Side. Southwest is dangerous. Okay? I'm just letting you know that y'all overlook shit in this case. It's not a coincidence. You don't think that the Odyssey Foundation pedophile satanic ring, or we call it the Delta Project, was paying these police officers to put that man in prison and lie and say this man intentionally went to go look for divorce? I'm telling you, this is a satanic. I saw that Shaka Khan when Whitney Houston was killed. It is a satanic industry. And this man had connections with the satanic, the sex offenders here in Houston who belong in the entertainment industry. Who were in the industry? Roy Ames, A-M-E-S, and what's the other one? Huey Moe. And Huey Moe had photographs of girls. And I'm not trying to throw some dirt or something on Beyonce or Pimp C. Everyone keeps saying that Jay-Z had him killed and he died on Jay-Z's birthday. But there's a sex tape. People don't question. Do you think that Huey Moe had something to do with that? The white Cajun man that was involved in this? Because Sugar Hill Studios was run by that man for years. Selena Quintanilla. And when I hear about tapes, I do believe that those tapes had something to do with him. And I wouldn't be, I'm serious. When I hear that it was a ritual murder of Selena, Quintanilla, I'm letting you know that it all goes back to these nasty pedophile motherfuckers who run the industry, who have ties to politicians, who in law enforcement, they have money. Okay, like Jeff Epstein. Y'all don't understand. This man has a lot of answers to what happened to those boys, and they did not get murdered. That's not. This is my theory. If the boys didn't get murdered, they cannot find their bodies. It probably was in sex trafficking, or they probably were murdered down in California. Because the whole purpose of taking those boys and those young men was to take them, to recruit them, and have them sex trafficking down there in California, where politicians would get their money from. And they were doing it in Dallas. They were doing it in Chicago, and Chicago has a sex pool of that. And I always question any. I do. I'm sorry. I'm very conspiracy theorist myself. Is R. Kelly connected with Dean Corll? John Wayne Gacy. I know R. Kelly born in '67. Okay, I get that. Okay, but why I keep hearing sex trafficking cases from that city? People gotta question that. The biggest pimp back in the day, before he got locked up, was R. Kelly. The biggest pimp who was a clown Satanist was John Wayne Gacy. Don't y'all see and you hear about that girl named Vicky, white woman named Vicky? She was Jewish, and she told Oprah Winfrey that what she told Oprah Winfrey? She told Oprah Winfrey that I forgot what she told her. She told her, Oprah Winfrey, that her mother was involved in Chicago back in was it '87. She had a wig on her head, and it was Vicky, and she said her family was out there to say that she was violated, raped, and she had multiple personality disorder, and then also too that they was trying to make her a breeder of the family by raping, violating her so they can get the babies and sacrifice. This way before Zachary King, the former Satan wizard, talking about that he in the same time. He also born 1 year above R. Kelly. He's same age as Janet Jackson. And same age as Judge Garcia too. Talking about what's his name? Zachary King. Zachary King will be 60 next year. Zachary King said he was Santana Wizard. He was in Florida. Similar story. He was recruited in Santana Coat in a small wealthy town in Florida. He was violated by a female teacher when he was at the satanic party and with the satanic coat. You know what I'm saying? He saw the teacher that violated him. This is back in the '70s. Now all these women I'm saying not all women teachers, but everybody suspect the men being a violator. But they shot the 5 cross teachers, women doing it. Yeah, these probably belong to the satanic cult. They recruiting kids, you know what I'm saying, and they sex abusing kids. Okay? I'm just telling y'all, this is some evil shit. When you dug the rabbit hole, you will find out these people are satanic. And they need to expose this. They come in here. It's one thing how some people who believe in Satan, and not everybody who's Satanist has the same belief, but they don't want you talking about Christianity. And then when we expose Christianity, but why are you opposing Satanism on us? That's the question is, why are you coming in the form of not being a Satanist and trying to go meet us and trying to get us violated, gotta get us recruited and deleted for your sacrifices? Yes, I do believe those murders were satanic sacrifices. Okay? And y'all talking about, the parents of the victims, they need to do deeper research why y'all want to know where your kids are. Like I say, I wouldn't be shocked that they still alive, because one thing it looks like as I'm going through this story, that the ones who were killed by Dean Corll was not willing participants who, you know what I'm saying, and he probably beat them, mistreated them, and then had them deleted. But the ones who cannot find the bodies, they probably been sex trafficking, and they probably are grown and old right now if they're alive. And hoping to God they're not violating too. I'm not saying everybody who gets violate people, but we have people who do the same things as they will done to them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you know that but I don't believe this man should be in prison when he was the hero of this case, and he was not. I don't like how they're slandering Mr. Henley You're saying that he intentionally went to go look for, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go find boys and grown men who barely grown and to get paid. Like, y'all falsely interpreting the story. This man was frightened, intimidated by this evil bastard, Dean Coral. And Dean Coral, like I said, if you do research on this shit, this man belonged to a satanic cult, y'all, with money. And he connected with Dallas and Chicago. And the idea was connecting young boys to these pedophile politicians. Because if the family wants to know what happened, why not go after the politicians who are buying these boys? One thing the police do know about that, okay? Because they kept that a secret. There was many. It was in its course between Dean Coral, John Wayne Gacy, and John Newman. Them three nasty bastards. Like, y'all are so dumb. Like, I get tired of people being blind to find out that it's deeper than what it is. And yes, it was a satanic cult looking for underage boys and underage and very grown men to sex trafficking and pimp. And this is seen me. It probably delete them, kill them if they didn't go along with the idea. Because anyone know in sex trafficking, because I know a person, and I'm not gonna mention her name. She's older than my mama, who was sex trafficking, and she was told, she was threatened when she. I'm glad she got away and got cleaned up because she was on drugs. I'm not gonna say who it is. It's not no one's business. I'm just trying to make a statement, trying to make a point, trying to compare the story. She was forced to be prostituting, and she was threatened to have her life taken if she didn't go along with it. Like, for example, speaking of business, I was in a business. Some of them women are not really thoughts. Some of them are, like, for example, let's say a runaway teenage girl, she meets a pimp. The pimp threatened to beat her, murder her, take her family, and go. They sex trafficking her on the street of business. This stuff is real. I'm telling you. So it was a prostituting plot to get those boys in there so they can be prostitutes to those politicians. That's why I don't believe that y'all should be out here saying this man should be murdered. And I'm very upset with Crime Stoppers, with Andy, whatever his name, the Arab man, because I know he's Near Eastern. Okay, you're not white. You need to stop. Like, you need to do research on this situation, because are you paid by the politician? They still alive. I know they were 1970, so they're probably old, dead, but they families. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some evil shit. And shout out to Jack. Speaking of, one thing I give credit on this thing, Jaguar Wright, who's in the entertainment industry, she exposed the murders, and she was at Diddy's case, in New York. Shout out to Cassie, all the rest of them. Like, y'all don't realize these people belong to people that got money, and they're evil, they're satanic, they cover up people, they plot people to get murdered and say it's a drug overdose or they commit suicide. Like, you start doing research on this shit, it open your eyes, and you like, damn. And like I say, and I speak on it because I end up homeless by them putting voodoo on my porch. I'm not lying. When they put semen on your porch, if you ever see a piece of semen or pure blood on your porch, y'all, that's a witch or warlock trying to get you kicked out of your house. I'm telling you, that stuff is real. Voodoo is now. Wait a minute. It's saying white car. Hold up. Why they spin off as I'm talking? They came from the parking lot. I'm not lying. To where I'm located, and then moved up. Y'all, this I guess the devil don't like truth. The devil is the father of lies. Okay, but I'm telling you, this is why I'm against y'all going against Elmer Wayne, because he have answers to what happened. He can tell you what happened. I mean, someone that was there who was forced to go along with this, you won't get all the answers from him, right? Like I said, like, for example, everybody going at Selena's killer. Like, at first I wanted her dead, but now she got answers, and like, nah, we ain't know. It ain't her just involved. She was involved, but there's more people to the subject, right? You know what I'm saying? Shoots. When she said about Lorenzo, Selena's, and tapes, come on now. What type of tapes? I find it ironic that Huey Moe ended up dead. No. He ended up locked up a year after Selena had died. Right? Like, come on. It's some secrets. Yeah, it's some secrets in that murder. I'm telling you. So Dean Carter should not end up. Not Dean Carter. Elmer Wayne should not end up locked up because he was not intentionally trying to be the accomplice. And that's the one thing y'all don't understand. They do use children to traffic kids because they don't want to be the grown man to snatch you up. They'll use a child to do that. I'm not lying. When I listened to Zachary King's testimony, when he said that he went to a friend's house, and it was a girl, and they were underage just like he was, and he had sex, and her sister was involved, and then he got scared, and the mama had said that it's good, you can go ahead and go on do with the thing. Then she said that the girl's brother was sleep over, that Zachary King was sleeping over as and she said with her son, I'm not here for the son. She said, no, that's good, because he thought she'd get her ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? He thought he'll get his ass whooped, you know what I'm saying, by